it's your boy Evil Aniki, and today we're at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo in Los Angeles, California. We are at the convention center, and this is a traveling show, so it's going all around the country. I believe this is like the second or third show that they've had. I'll have a list up, but we're gonna check this out. We're gonna see all the crazy stuff today, and if you can do me a favor and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into the show.
So getting into the show wasn't a problem at all. There was no line when I arrived. There did form a line later on, like after a few hours. I got here really close to opening, so it wasn't that bad. Again, this is a traveling show. Here are a bunch of the dates for it coming to your town. And not all of the vendors are traveling with the show. In fact, I'd say a lot of them aren't. So I would really, check it out at your own discretion, because it's going to have different stuff at each stop along the way. So a lot of the stuff we see today will not be going to the other locations. And I'm going to give you a warning right now. Some of the stuff that we're going to see today made me a little uncomfortable, and I'm going to put it in the video, but I'm just going to let you guys know, shock factor right now. You might not want to watch this if you're a little squeamish. But as you come into the hall, you're greeted with their merch booth like right away. And then there is an etymology class, which they had for sale on the ticket site. I believe they had like a rat taxidermy class and a bug taxidermy type class. And each of those were like $200. I thought about it and it seemed really cool. But again, that's just such a steep price. But it would have been really cool. So the first thing we're going to check out is this booth here. And this booth is like a little swap meet. I don't even know what to call it. It's like a estate sale. I think the whole gimmick of this booth was like it's a bunch of people who passed away, and this is like the stuff that they have. And it's like their big sign says like buy dead people stuff. So a little odd. I'm going to skip through some of this because there was a lot of nudity at this event. So I'm just not going to be able to show you guys some stuff. But there was some really interesting things at this booth in general. It was like a big hodgepodge of different collectibles. There was like Disney, there was like, plates and toys and old flyers and, just a bunch of really random stuff. It's so weird to say that this would be like dead people stuff because it's such a random collection. It almost feels like, someone went to like a barn that hadn't been like emptied since like the 80s and like just found all of this. Check out this guy's dumpy. But there was a lot of vintage camera gear in here as well that really drew my attention, but it was a little on the pricier side. It was like 40 and like like this booth had like stuff ranging from like $5 to like a couple $100. So it was pretty out there. And to buy a piece of camera gear or something like that, that you don't know is going to work and all that jazz is just a risk I'm not willing to take. But there is so much cool stuff in here. I just don't really know what to look at. Like here's my favorite number of all time, which is 69. And this was pretty cool. I almost thought about getting this. I don't even think this is a real one. I think that might be fake. But going to check out some of the other vendors here at the expo, there's some really cool art here, but there's also like all these little framed items, and these frames and a few other items are reoccurring themes at a lot of these booths. They just like buy these cheap frames and then frame little prints and sell them for like 3 times the price because they come with a little frame, when these frames are only like a couple dollars from like Michael's or whatever, some online store, I don't know. But they also had some uranium glass with shot glasses for $25, which was pretty cool. These match boxes here were pretty cool. These were like movie covers. And then there's also a lot of butterflies. There's gonna be a lot of booths that have these butterfly corpses framed up. A little sad, and they're really expensive. These were like $250 each. And sometimes they're even using the butterfly parts or like other little parts to make little taxidermy things. Then I came across this little booth over here, which had like this little bear thing, and there was no one operating this booth, but I'm assuming that it was like an interactable thing. But they also had a lot of stage shows here, and we're gonna check out the one show that I saw when I was here.
How long are you? Hey, Supernova! Thank you, that was excellent. Thank you for asking. I am so strong that after I go to the gym, The gym needs a rest day. Even after learning this, people still ask me, "Hey, Supernova!"
How strong are you?
I'm so strong that when I was in marching band, I played the grand piano. You want more? Hey, Supernova!
How strong are you?
I'm so strong I can't get frostbite because the cold knows I bite back. I'm so strong I can't wear sleeves because I need a concealed weapons license for my biceps. And butterfly kick. And I'm so strong, I once walked out of a marble sculpture exhibit and the alarm went off. Cartwheel, cartwheel, roll to the splits. Yeah. If you're in the back, I'm doing it.
That was pretty cool. She went on for like a whole while. That was even before like the full comedy set had even started. But we're gonna keep walking around and checking out some of the vendors because that's why I'm here. Again, a lot more butterflies. This booth was interesting. They had like some vintage plates. And then there's like this theme of like things in jars and orbs. And this is where some of the stuff that like makes me uncomfortable starts to show up is like, I think these are fake octopus arms in the jars, but we're gonna get to some animals in jars that might be real. These are more framed butterflies. I don't really understand the appeal to framed butterflies. It must be really cheap to buy these and then like resell them. I don't really get it. I mean, they're pretty, but not something I would keep up in my house. I also really like butterflies, and just keeping their corpses around makes me a little sad. These bucket hats were really cool, but they had the shop logo on them, and it was just like, do I really want the shop logo in the middle of the hat? I mean, I know like name brand stuff does it, but it's just, for a small little brand like that, like I don't know if I'd want something like that. But as we continue on through the expo, I came across this booth that had a bunch of vintage cards, and these were really cool. I thought about getting some of these, but I'm gonna be honest, they were also selling some like animal tails and stuff here, and this whole booth just reeked of like animal pee, and I just didn't want to bring that into my house. But this was some really cool like collectible cards. I assume a lot of this stuff must have been sitting in a warehouse, and I couldn't stand the smell. It smelled so bad. I can't even describe to you how much it made me like uncomfortable that it smelled. And it was this corner right here that really triggered me with the smell. Like, because as you walk by it, you don't really get a whiff of it, but as you get into this corner, that's where it's all at. But here is a booth. Warning right now, this is the booth with some creepy stuff. They've got like all these different animal parts, like alligator heads, and then they got these animals in jars, and I think these might be real. And then they had those up there. I took a quick peek at that. I saw it and I was like, man, I don't want to look at that anymore. I think it might have been cats or like kittens in jars, and it just made me really uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't know. There was like also another taxidermy booth that I'm not going to show, and they had like a giraffe head, and it was
Kind of thinking I want to be cremated. maybe no ride in the Deathmobile for me.
Yeah.
Do you think people still get driven around in these?
Yeah, horses. Oh, yeah, probably. Maybe.
It's not bad though. I like this one. This white one's nice. Oh.
Or spooky things.
Maybe I don't want to be cremated.
But this is still an interesting expo, and I recommend checking it out when it comes to an area near yourself. I've been to a lot of horror expos like Monsterpalooza, HorrorCon, Halloween 45, and I will say this one really felt different than the other ones, where this one really, first of all, this one is not in the Halloween season, and I think that really changes things up, because normally when you go to a horror convention during the Halloween season, they usually have a lot of like Halloween costumes, and no one was really dressed up for this. I mean, there was a lot of goths here, but not really, you know, no like Halloween costume type stuff. But Also, same thing for Monsterpalooza. A lot of people dress up for Monsterpalooza because it is a makeup convention. No one really was doing makeup at this convention at all, I don't think. I think there might have been a few booths that had like some horror makeup stuff, but I didn't really check them out. Again, I don't wear any makeup, so it's not something I'm going to be looking at. But yeah, so it just had a different vibe all over. I will say, like, there was just a lot of unique stuff here in general. And like right here, for example, these are like graded old horror magazines, and it's just really interesting. I've never seen anything like that in any of the other horror conventions I've been at. Because like when you go to like Monsterpalooza, people are selling like high-end stuff or like custom art, and then like here it's like people are selling actual memorabilia or like strange collectibles or handicrafts. And it's just like such a big difference. I will say this venue was a very large venue for the amount of booths. There was a lot of space in between the booths. I really liked that. This pufferfish right here is, again, one of those things where it's like I saw a booth selling pufferfish, and then this booth was selling a pufferfish wearing a top hat and a monocle for an upcharge. And they also had a lot more of these butterflies in cases. I'm telling you right now, it must be so profitable to do this, because it's probably like you buy a butterfly and, you know, frame it, and then you can sell it for like 10 times the price or something. I don't know. There's no way. Like, it has to be so profitable. But there was also a lot of really cool artists here. I will say, I think the artists that came to this event, you know, I've not seen a lot of them before, and maybe some of them are traveling with the show. So I definitely think it was worth it to come out. This event was not too expensive, but not too cheap either. It was pretty decently priced. And I will say the crowd here didn't feel the same as like a typical convention. But I thought it was still worth it. It was pretty interesting seeing a lot of this stuff. It was a very unique experience, I will say that. And I don't know if I'd go back, but I don't know if it'll come back, because this is like a new event.
I'm surprised more people weren't here early. I mean, yesterday ended at 6, which is, I mean, closer to normal, but still pretty early. Jesus! Your Lord and Savior Jesus! You have a moment to talk about Jesus?
Oh, jeez. We were just here.
I got chocolate.
Oh, chocolate.
I sold out of like all
There
the
you
other
go.
snacks.
Thank you so much. Enjoy. Here's our parts. You guys can check us out on Instagram. We do ship once or twice a month, and we do pop-ups all over. So.
Are you California local, or are you going to the show?
Yeah. So
Okay guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm gonna keep walking around and checking out this event. It's pretty cool, pretty different than most LA events here. But that's it. Catch you in the next one. Bye.